Yep. No, I was there, Jim, when I went. I stayed several days.
Oh, okay. Gavin, do you have a YouTube feed?
Yeah, I just started it up. So
Okay, Bill says there's silence. The feed's not working or whatever.
oh, it says we're going on.
Hold on. Are you
He
listening?
may need
It's
to
for
refresh.
What is it?
Oh, there you are. He said, okay. You may have had to restart it or something. So
Mhm.
Oh, good Lord.
you have to refresh it to.
Okay.
If you start listening before the I actually start it. Sometimes you have to refresh it to get it to start. So
Yeah.
and I did start the YouTube channel.
I'm listening on YouTube. That's good.
Yeah.
And here's the YouTube channel if you'd like.
Still got a user error.
Huh? Yeah, it's always a user error.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Hey, Bill in St. Louis.
Now, Veritable Virgo, we have a dispute. Well, it's not a dispute. Just when was your birthday? Yesterday is what I have. So let us know in the chat room. Okay.
I have tomorrow.
And somebody had today. So, so let us know because
Bill was saying hello to me. Hi, Bill.
oh, it was yesterday. Okay, so I was right.
Yeah, you were right.
I was gonna say, didn't I say happy birthday to you last week?
Belated.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you did. I think
Now the days all run together, don't they?
I know.
You know what? We are so amazed. There's three of us that sit in one area of the office, and we're the older people in the office, and we're just amazed at how time is flying as we're getting older.
Oh, no, it's terrible. Well, this summer was long.
It seemed long.
Probably because in the 90s for a month and a half.
Hey, I've got a question for you. A couple things, reflections back to Pride 48 in New Orleans.
Oh, I missed that.
One, yeah, I had a ball. I really did. The more I think about it, I'm ready for next year to roll around. Did you see any pictures of us when we were doing the show?
I didn't.
Wait, I did. I think I saw one. I'm trying to think where it was.
Yeah, did you go through the Facebook group, Ron?
No. There's a Facebook group.
Oh, you didn't know? Okay. Yeah, there's a Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
28 Facebook group.
Yeah.
Because I thought I saw somebody taking
stuff
pictures
posted in there.
Okay. I'll take a look in there then.
Let me I don't know if somebody else can do it quicker, but I was going to say I can add you. It just takes one of us to go in there, and anybody in the group can add other people. So.
Oh, okay.
I can. Oops.
Because it's a private group, but any of the members can add. They're very open.
I've heard that about them.
Lots of us are very, very welcoming.
Very open, yes.
Wide open.
I think I just sent you the invite.
Oh, cool.
All right. Now, where are the pictures? Okay,
I think there's a gallery in there.
Yeah.
Over in the left.
For obvious reasons, I don't ever use it.
Oh, but there you are naked. There you are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, even Gerald's naked.
Yeah. Wearing his birthday suit like usual.
Yeah.
You know what? It was probably somebody's page. Because I don't see the picture of all of us. Oh, yeah, I do see it. It's a wide angle, believe it or not.
Well, in all honesty, I was in the pictures, so yeah, it needed to be wide angle.
We were all in there. That's an extra wide angle.
Yeah, post it in the chat room if you can.
All right, hold on. It's a little blurry. Oh, no, it is blurry.
Oh,
I don't think any of us were real small on that show.
that has so much to do with the wide angle.
Yeah.
Blurry.
Did you see the GIF that Ed posted, the snake in the pool?
No.
That's fun.
This must be underwater night.
What?
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Okay, you weren't saying literal snake. Okay,
Well,
the little white stream of
yes.
pearl.
Venom.
Yes.
Yeah. Venom. They're going to have to Clorox that pool.
All right. I'm trying.
I wonder if they have a pool service who comes in and goes, "Good God, what is wrong with this pool?"
Could you
Maybe says a snake of sperm.
imagine having to clean the hot tubs at the horror? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you ever see?
You know, there
Bear
are
soup.
signs. There are signs there very clearly stating you get caught doing anything in that hot tub, you're going to be expelled.
But who's going to catch you? Yeah.
Exactly.
They're more likely to join right in.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm,
So, Gavin, did you when you went to New Orleans, did you then go on to your parents?
No, I did not.
Okay, you didn't piggyback that. You had talked about doing something like that, but
Yeah, I'm going to go to my parents in the spring, so probably March. Depends on what I have left as far, because I'd like to go for like, I don't know, like 2 weeks.
go. Oh,
Have you thought about going back to TBR
TBRU?
or TBRU? Yeah, is that the Texas Bear Roundup?
Yeah,
Whatever
you know
thing.
what? The reason I stopped going to that is it's just gotten so big, and you know the old rather be a big fish in a small pond.
Mhm.
It just gets so ridiculously big. It's I don't know. I didn't find it enjoyable the last time I went. So
oh, really?
Yeah, I remember last time I think right after you said you had fun, but it just wasn't what you expected.
It's become
I guess.
it's become like a circuit party, and
Yeah, and it's funny because I think that's what I've heard about some of the events here too, is like when they start small, for a while people, I have friends who are going over to this place called Guerneville over like north of San Francisco, and it's a
right.
small community, and they had a kind of like a bear weekend, but it was low key and everybody loved it. It was a lot of bars and people just low key mellow partying and camping and everything. And then in the last couple of years, I had a friend tell me, because I was like, oh, maybe I should think about going over one of these years, and he said, I'm not going back anymore. Like, he said it's become so popular that now it's not just your regular guys, it's all your twinks wearing muscle shirts and speedos and you know and he said that the whole flavor of it's just changed, because he said it used to just be a bunch of regular guys who got together and it was low key and everybody kind of got along and had a good time, and he said now it's just become this super super crowded thing, and
yeah,
it just he said it's not the same feel.
yeah. What's his name used to talk about going to it all the time?
Yeah, Larkin.
Larkin.
Yeah, and
And
he was saying the same thing, I think.
Yeah, I forget what the name of it is.
That's Russian River.
Yeah, isn't that Lazy Bear?
That's
Yes,
it.
Lazy
Yeah.
Bear. That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
because,
remembering the term, but
and I'm not knocking it. I mean that's great. One, they raise a lot of money, so that's wonderful, and a lot of people like that. You know what I mean? They enjoy that, but it's just too much chaos for me.
Yeah.
right.
Aw.
Well, and honestly, I think one of the best things about something like Pride 48 is that we're a small enough group that you can like visit with people. There's always somebody kind of new that maybe you haven't had the chance to hang out with, and you're able to do that. And everybody can do their own thing. But I feel like the Pride 48 gatherings are very low key. Like everybody just kind of does their thing, and, you know, everybody's gets along, and it just, you know, it's pretty mellow, or it can be a big raging party if you want to go out and find that, you know, like, so it
will turn into a circuit party.
Well, that's what I'm hoping it doesn't turn into. You know, it's like, as much as you would like Pride 48 and the podcast to be listened to a lot, like if all of a sudden it became a gathering of 500, it would really change the flavor of who we are and how we do things.
The thing about that, I just don't see that. I mean, I'm not going to say well, but I don't see that happening, because the majority of the people are there to watch the podcast, to do the podcast. So, like, you know, if people started showing, it wouldn't really affect us. You know what I mean? As far as that goes,
there's always I think a lot of the people, look, it's podcasters and listeners. Okay, and there's always that core group. You know what I mean? That's probably always going to be there at the functions.
Yeah, I think the only way that would happen is if it is you got somebody like you know, like famous to show up. Like, what the hell's that guy that does the sexual?
Oh, Dan Savage.
Yeah, like somebody like that to show up, then that might happen. But I doubt that's ever going to happen.
Right. Like if he was saying, I'm going to this great event, Pride 48, like all of a sudden we might see our numbers climb. But that's not likely to happen. And he that kind of goes, or I won't say it goes against what Pride 48 is, but it's not a good match, right? Having a big headliner like that is not really what I see our group as. Our group is all there, and like we try to honor all our podcasters, not like trying to make any one person feel special or like a standout,
right?
You know, or standalone person.
I think some people involved would probably love that, and that's great. You know, I would just probably just kind of lose interest.
It's funny. Bill in St. Louis says Craig and I almost backed out because we didn't know anyone and thought it would be a closed group.
No, not at all.
Like we were saying before, we're a very open group.
I wish I was more open. I haven't opened like Big Fatty. Hey, man, I was talking to the man. Next thing I know, he's bent over a case.
Well, the run was certainly an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Well, you get the ball rolling, so.
Yeah.
No, you know, I'm so glad Bill and Craig came out, you know, to join us, because I think I always, you know, I've gone to these. Was that my fourth? I think. And Gavin, I know you've been to all of them, right?
All but one.
Oh, all but one. Okay. And the you know, I think it's always so much fun getting to know new people, and just, you know, I love the variety of people you see there, and just how much fun it is to listen to the podcasts. And
it was kind of weird not having Daniel Brewer there.
Is he usually always there?
Oh yeah,
he's always been there.
But
seems
to have dropped off.
I mean, I get that, but I also think a group, you know, I mean, that happens, right?
Yeah, well, I know he's got a lot going on. I think he moved again and stuff, so you know, he probably just wasn't a good fit.
Gavin is almost, Veritable says Gavin is almost the grand dame of Pride 48.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Well, Mike's been there for most of them, hasn't he?
By the way, Veritable Virgo, where were you? This would be the first one you missed too, I think. I'm not sure. I think so, but you'll let us know.
Did we have a porn theme?
A what?
Underwater?
I think underwater, yeah.
Oh, okay. Does that have to do anything to do with the
hurricane?
Or the pool party?
Pool parties. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we'll go with that.
I mean, you could just throw water in of any kind. Surfers, water sports, it all works.
Water sports.
A variable Virgo, you still would have had a good time.
And Bill in St. Louis, glad you came.
Yeah, it was fun. It was real nice meeting them. It was very nice.
It was.
If they had not shown up, I would have not met them. And we're
Mhm.
planning on getting together. They've got a place down here in the Tampa Bay area. So when they decide they had enough of the cold up north, they're going to come down and we'll get together.
I'm just glad Bill wasn't upset when I attacked him in the bar.
You attacked him.
I attack everybody, you know me. But it was a harmless fun.
Oh.
Harmless. That depends if you have any communicable diseases.
Nothing I could have spread that night. But
Wow.
yeah, it was fun. I had a great time. I mean, I enjoy it, and I think I'm reasonably sure they said they were going to move it, different places every year. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing next year. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm still waiting for the survey.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with whatever.
Yeah.
See the world.
I've told people before, like, yeah, the point of going for me is to hang out with the people. So wherever we do it, it's
Right.
fine with me.
It's a shame the horror has such terrible internet service. It'd be fun.
Oh?
It has such bad internet service.
Where?
Fun to do it there.
It would be, except women can't stay there. So
No, they got the other hotel.
yeah.
No. It's
I
not
guess
like
if
we could
they-
all sit.
Yeah, if they threw the event, they'd have to do it. Maybe the event would be over at the other hotel.
Right.
I don't know if the other hotel actually has a big enough space or if it's all just rooms.
Well, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
It's not.
There's the meeting room.
Oh, we could do it from the pig pen.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Sure.
There's plenty of places to sit.
Perfect. Yeah.
Not that you would want to, but
No. That would have to be an all-male. Well, and then, some of the street guys, I don't think they particularly would want to go either.
Right.
bring your bottle of ammonia. But
no, I'm sure there's places, and that's, the group of folks that make those decisions. I don't envy them trying to figure all that stuff out. They do a ton of work. So I'm always super appreciative of everything they do, because
absolutely,
it's a lot of work to put all this stuff together, and they all volunteer. So,
and I understand that, like, people have, people have opinions on where they'd like to have it, but you got to learn that, like, it's not all about you. trying to be polite, because Jim says I'm too rude sometimes. But,
it's nice to have those lofty goals of, let's do it in Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah, well,
right.
It's just not going to happen.
You want to pay $200 for a hotel room?
Oh my gosh, Gavin, I have been looking, because I, for work, I have a chance to go out to the Helen Keller National Center in New York for training. And I'm going to go out there, and Martin is going to come out at the end of the training session, and we're going to be in New York for a couple of nights. And I could not, the cheapest thing I could find was $300 a night after taxes.
Wow.
Like, it was insane. And those were not necessarily great places.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, it's super expensive. And somebody told me, yeah, that's just what you're dealing with. So thank God I was communicating back and forth with a guy about the training, and he said, why don't you just have your husband come over here and stay? Like, you can stay for an additional cost every night, and your husband will have to pay as well. But it ended up being half of what it would be anywhere else.
Oh,
We're
gee.
paying $150 a night, but that's still a ton less than anything else I could find. So.
Well, we know you weren't going to a Helen Keller anything in Texas because apparently they've taken her out of the curriculum in Texas. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, I just read that this morning.
I wonder what that's about.
Any mention of her and Hillary Clinton removed from the curriculum in Texas?
Why Helen Keller?
Yeah.
Why Helen Keller? Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the same
Interesting.
reason they
I mean-
removed science from the books.
Anything factual? Hey, Jay.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Doing, Jay?
Good. How are you?
Good.
It's been months and months since I've been here.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you done any fun roller coasters or
Hells
parks
yeah.
recently? It's summer after all, right?
Of course. I just renewed my Six Flags for 2019. Yeah, I went to Carowinds in North Carolina and South Carolina a couple weeks ago,
Oh.
Mhm.
Wow.
which currently I think still has the tallest and fastest coaster in the U.S. right now. So rode that
Ooh.
sucker a couple of times. It was awesome.
Well, that-
Wow.
I know I'm jealous. I love a big coaster. So.
Mhm.
I love roller coasters. For a person that's afraid of heights, it's weird that I would love roller coasters. I do. I love them. I just don't have.
Screaming like a sissy.
Well, I hear that Gavin likes roller coasters but hates horror movies.
I do hate horror movies.
Jay, how tall was
I
the?
will watch them at times, but not.
I'd have to look up the stats. I can't remember. But it wouldn't take me very long to do so.
Yeah, I was gonna say part of the screaming I think is part of the thrill of a roller coaster. It's just fun to do.
Throwing your hands up and
Yep.
Like you just don't care.
Yep.
325 feet, and it goes 95 miles per hour.
oh,
Holy crap.
what's it?
Dang.
What is it? G-force or whatever on that?
Yeah, it says it's the tallest and fastest giga coaster in the world, and the 6th tallest overall.
Mm.
I don't know about the G's.
Oh, okay. Because it's got to be. I mean, 95 miles an hour. Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Ed Gong wants
fast.
to.
It's just unbelievable.
Ed Gong wants to combine a horror movie on a roller coaster. Gavin's not going.
I see. The thing is, like, most of the movies I watch at work, and it's not conducive to
Right.
watch a horror movie while you're working because it's like I work with like sharp instruments and stuff sometimes.
Right.
Not a good idea.
Right.
And like I watch one or two here and there, and like I forget what it was. Even American Horror Story sometimes like makes you jump. And my boss will be like, "What is wrong with you?" He works like a desk behind me.
Or can you imagine if your boss walked up to you and you like stabbed at him with a sharp implement or something?
Right?
Because he
Can I
startled
please?
you?
Please, I want to do that.
It sounds like
fun.
Gavin actually likes his boss, but
I do. I get along with him
yeah.
fine. But it's just funny because he'll walk up behind me and go, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And I'll tell him I'm watching like American Horror Story or something. He's like, "Oh, okay." Even the owner is real cool about it because he'll like literally walk. Where I sit, there's a big doorway that comes from the hallway that goes down to another department, and he'll come that doorway and he'll come walking over and he'll peek around and look. What are you watching? And it's
Hey, as long as it doesn't take away from you being able to do your job.
yeah, I mean, I get all my workout, so I mean,
You're not staring at the screen all day either.
no, I don't. I rarely look at the screen, especially like when you're watching a series, because you already know what everybody looks like.
Mhm.
So, unless it's like a really dramatic scene, you kind of don't even look at it anymore. You know what I mean? You glance at it now and then. And some
Do
of
you,
the
do you
jobs,
watch a lot of reruns or a lot of stuff that you've seen before?
only if there's nothing good on. I mean, I have 2 pages double spaced, like where each line, it's lined paper. Each line has two things in it of all the shows I watch and what episode I'm on. Because
my gosh.
I use a bootleg site, and a lot of times when it gets blocked, and you have to reinstall it, it loses where you were. So I have to keep track of it, on a piece of paper, so I know what I've watched already. So
we have a girl at work. Like we have 2 and 3 monitors at our desks, and we have a girl that has 3 monitors, and she keeps she only needs 2, but she has 3, and she keeps one off to the side, and she plays Looney Tune, the old Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Oh gosh, that's great.
Yeah, she's not watching it; she's listening to it, and she's like, "I need to," she's like, "This calms me down." I know it all. It's going over I'm playing it in the background of my head while
I agree with that, though.
So instead of a comfort animal, she's got a comfort cartoon.
Right.
Well, her comfort animal is Bugs Bunny. So
there you go.
It's Bugs Bunny, right? Yeah. That totally makes sense to me, because some of those sounds, when you hear them, they get you mentally, like you're like, oh, like it's a good calming, or hey, this reminds me of being a kid when everything was good.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better than Bugs Bunny singing opera.
You know what? It's funny that you say that, because I was at a. Do you know Shady Maple Smorgasbord in Lancaster County?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Buffet.
Yeah.
Well, they have a giant gift shop underneath, and they have every kind of collectible that people are into. But they have a whole section of all there's one little part that has a bunch of Looney Tunes figurines and stuff, and they have like a statuette of Bugs dressed in drag with the opera helmet on, like the pointed helmet and the pigtails and everything. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
Just saw that today, and I was like, I kind of wanted it, but not for whatever it was they were asking for it.
Oh yeah,
right. It's probably totally overpriced.
Is that the one that's up on a hill?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one my parents used to take us to every once in a while.
Yep.
When I was growing up, it was like a big Sunday, thing to do.
Yeah, it's a big deal there.
We used to go. This is going to be the funniest thing, but like normal people are going to find this really weird. We used to drive once a month out to the farm to get fresh milk.
Okay.
Literally, we went to a dairy to get fresh milk and ice cream and cheese and eggs and stuff like that. And the milk, for some reason, lasted longer because we'd go once a month,
right?
And it would last. Huh?
Your parents freeze the milk?
No, because it was in glass bottles. You couldn't. No.
How long did it last you?
Huh?
Months.
Yeah, like a month. I don't know why. It seemed it.
Yeah.
But
who knows what they do to it now that causes it to not last?
Yeah.
Or that supposedly makes it more shelf stable, but it may not last as long as it should.
But because our next door neighbor, believe it or not, I'm not sure. Well, she passed away, so I doubt it's there now. But up to the last time I went and visited, which was probably about 2 years ago, she still had her milk thing out on the front steps where the guy used to deliver milk. They didn't deliver milk. She just kept it around for nostalgic. But when we were real little, we used to have milk delivered to the house every day.
Mm-hmm.
So they put it in this little refrigerator. It was a little aluminum box that was like double width, and there was insulation in between. And the milkman would come and drop it off and take the old ones away. But yeah, that's how you got your eggs and your cheese and your eggs, cheese, butter, milk.
How far did you guys go for the milk?
Huh?
How far did you go for milk?
Oh, well, it seemed like forever, but when you're a kid, everything does.
Yeah.
But it was just out into the country, It was probably about a half hour, 45-minute drive. But it was more about the family doing something together than it was about going to, you know what I mean?
Let's milk the cow.
No, we didn't milk cows. No, no, it was a really great.
But-
It was a really great dairy. They had a nice store in the front, and you would go in, and they had fresh homemade candies, and you know, I don't remember ever seeing yogurt before, but I know they had ice cream and sour cream, and it was all from that dairy. So,
Has anybody here actually milked a cow?
no.
No.
Well, I've done
Yeah.
the action, but I've never actually done it to a cow.
I'm from Florida, but I grew up on a farm in Indiana, and we only had crops, so we didn't have to deal with animals.
Oh, okay.
Our neighbors, they had dairy, and they paid me for a week to go over every morning and every afternoon to milk the cows. And 1 week of that was enough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Was it tough?
The cows don't really like it, do they?
No, and you get kicked once or twice by a cow, to keep your hands out of the way or be careful.
Well,
I think I've run out of underwater. No, here, sorry. Got another one.
Isn't it funny though how like distances seemed so much greater as a child than they do as an adult?
Oh, yeah, because it was boring. Sit in the car.
Yeah.
No.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to think Dorney Park was so far away. And Dorney Park was literally, you could walk there in 45 minutes from my parents' house.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
you're
was
right in
probably-
that area.
It was like probably a 15, 20-minute drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Because you grew up in or outside of Allentown?
yeah.
Yeah,
My brother lives right behind it, like 4 blocks behind it.
Yeah.
So, but that was when Dorney Park used to be. You didn't pay one price. You used to have to buy tickets to go on the rides, and there was a little road. Anybody that's gone to Dorney Park,
Yes.
okay, when there's a big like water fountain in this one area, like you go over this little bridge, and there's a water fountain, and
You talking about in the park itself?
yeah,
Okay.
like in where the rides are.
Yeah.
You go there, like just past the entrance. There's okay. Wait a minute. Depends on what entrance you're going in. The back entrance. There's the big old wooden roller coasters there.
Yep.
Okay, when you go past that, there's a like a little bridge that you go over. I think they used to have boat rides under there. I don't know if they still do or not.
No.
Okay, but then there was this big round water fountain in the middle of the area. There's a French fry place off to the left,
Okay.
and I think the bumper cars are to the right. I don't know. I haven't been there in years, so I'm not sure if any of that shit's still there.
Right.
Anyway, right past that water fountain, there was a road that used to go through, and all the parents used to drive up there, drop their kids off, and then go do their chores while their kids ran around the park. Because you didn't need money to just hang out.
Right.
That was like the place you hung out. You know what I mean? In the summer.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Because if you didn't ride a
Interesting.
ride, you didn't need money.
Right.
And my one aunt and her my cousin, they worked at the arcade. So we used to go in there and hang out in there and talk to them and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but I mean that was like old days,
Oh yeah, you can't do that now.
That was when they had the big dragon on that wooden roller coaster.
That's before my time there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch Hairspray, the movie,
Uh-huh.
the old movie Hairspray, or the original movie Hairspray,
Yeah. With Divine.
with Divine, that was filmed in Dorney Park.
Right.
So you could see the dragon, and that was how it was set up.
I mean, the theme part's part of the movie?
Right. That was Dorney
Oh,
Park.
okay.
Yep.
And the dragon is in the movie.
I had
Oh.
forgotten about that.
I actually have like 2 or 3 friends that were in the crowd. So I don't remember who they are, and I couldn't pick them out.
Right.
I just know they had bragged about being in it. I was like, oh, thanks. Nobody told me, because they had like an open casting thing. It wasn't like a casting thing. It was just like extras.
What do they call that in the movie Hairspray? Corny Acres?
Corny Acres, yeah. And the Corny Collins Show.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never seen the remake of it with John Travolta.
Oh, I saw it in the theater.
Was it any good?
I think it was okay. Yeah.
Wasn't divine though.
No, it wasn't divine.
It wasn't as cute.
No, and I'm not the world's biggest Travolta fan, so
Oh, okay.
that wasn't necessarily a positive. I mean, I thought he did a decent job being Edna Turnblad, but yeah, I'd take Divine any day.
Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't try and put a woman in that role because you just can't.
You're not allowed.
Oh, you're not?
No. It's
Oh, okay.
to be played by a man.
That was what's his name said.
The guy that wrote it. He's still
Right.
John Waters.
John Waters.
Yeah,
Waters.
Yeah.
that was I guess a stipulation.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
I don't know why. Well, why
Well,
not?
who played her in the TV one? Was that Laverne Cox? So I don't know if that counts.
It doesn't sound right.
I don't remember there being one.
Yeah, it was one of those live ones like they've done recently on TV where they did Rocky Horror and
He did?
yeah. What was the other one they did?
Oh,
Ed Gong, I love you, and I don't mean to sound like ungrateful, but do you have any stuff with adults in it?
Oh, good Lord.
No, I mean they're adults, but like, they're just I don't know twinks. I don't know. Nothing personal.
Now I'm gonna have to.
I
Look
appreciate it, but
Hairspray was on TV.
Yeah,
I did.
you know how
not,
they started to do those live stage shows now on TV.
yeah.
Right.
It was one of them.
I don't actually enjoy it though. The one I did enjoy was God Legend doing Jesus Christ Superstar. That was actually pretty good.
Okay.
But that was on a stage. That wasn't like in the street. So
Yeah, this was a oh, here it is. Hairspray Live. No, is that it?
Yeah, Hairspray live trailer. Wait a minute. Oh, it does look like a woman.
Oh no, well, and Harvey Fierstein played it on Broadway. I
Right.
remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was Laverne Cox that. Oh no. Laverne Cox played Frankenfurter
okay,
on
Right,
for Rocky
yes.
Horror.
Rocky Horror.
Yes,
That's what
yeah.
I'm confusing.
That's
it with.
right.
that one I watched. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good as the original. Never will be. You just can't.
Mm-mm.
I'm looking at Hairspray live, and it looks like a Harvey Fierstein did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that could have been. That would make sense. But we have to do birthdays real quick.
Do we?
Oh yeah, let's do.
As long as Ed's here, sure.
Of course. If I can find that's boobs.
Birthday music.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
It's Madison's time. Hit it.
Once a year we celebrate with stupid hats and plastic plates. The fact that you were able to make another trip around the sun. And the whole clan gathers round and laughter do abound. We let out a joyful sound and sing that stupid song. Happy birthday, now you're 1 year older. Happy birthday, your life still isn't over.
Okay.
You did not accomplish much.
Since Big Fatty isn't here, I'm just going to go with it. We want to again wish Variable Virgo a happy birthday. Since it's in the
Yes.
chat, right?
Yeah.
Belated birthday.
39 looks great.
Yeah.
So if anybody has anything to add to these, let me know. On Monday, I have Nicole from nowhere.
Oh, yay.
Yay,
Nicole
Nicole.
will be 29 again, I'm sure. On Tuesday, nobody important. Oh no, it's Ed Chan's birthday.
Yay.
Where's my? Oh, that's not gong. That's cunt.
You need the gong
Yeah.
noise.
I lost the song already.
And then I have one more on Friday. I have Nico Martinez, who was also at
Oh, Nico, yeah.
Yeah, so
Happy birthday, Nico.
So anybody have anything to add to that? Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
That's it. See, that's why we need Big Fatty. Oh, I'm gonna have to repost the I have the
Who's got the hiccups? You?
I have the hiccups, me.
It's burps.
Burps
Not hiccups.
and hiccups.
Silly boy.
Did you see the guy that Ed Gong posted? He is pink in the face, man.
Which one?
He posted some guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't. That's a bad sunburn or something. I feel bad. Like he's neon pink.
That's the guy that I posted, and I said, I know it's not a water theme, but good Lord, he needs some oxygen.
Oh, that was you that posted it. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you post the one that's gay supercocks? It looks like six links to different porn films.
I can't.
If I did, it wasn't intentional.
That's the one that comes up when I click the one that says first gay sex videos, 22 blow double gay job, blah blah blah.
Ooh.
I don't see that.
Yeah, I can't open those, Ron.
It's right under Ed Gong ones. Well, that's not saying much.
That's
not very specific. Somebody said lol. I think it was Ed, and then Ed posted one, and then Ron's is under that, and that's the one that.
Yeah, that's
really.
I couldn't open
that's
that
the
one.
one with the guy.
Mine comes up as an image.
That's weird. Huh.
Well, whatever you do, don't click on it.
Yeah, right.
God only knows.
But so, trying to think.
Where did you get that? First gay sex video, 22 blow double gay job.
Yeah, that's the one that for me that comes up as a.
Yeah, it's an image.
Yeah, well, you got the.
Not here.
It's nccidb.com.
What is that?
I don't know.
Mine says gay supercocks, and then one is called Big Guy and Small Guy. Best friends sucking rim. My dad's friend caught me jerking off. Hot college age guys play with each other. Hancock fucks another stud, and me and my buddy.
Gavin, did you get all that?
Yes.
He's writing as fast as he can.
None of that I want to see.
Yeah.
The acting looks amazing. Especially when my dad's friend caught me jerking off.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't happen to notice a guy sit down on the sofa next to him and start wanking.
Right.
And then he looks over in shock when his eyes open.
Right.
Where'd that come from?
Where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
That last one that Ed Gong posted with the underwater blowjob. The guy in the background looks like that Pone star that Big Fatty's fond of. The short, real hairy one with the arm.
Nick something.
Yeah.
Nick Moretti.
Yes.
Could be.
That looks like his body.
That looks like the tile from the Parliament pool.
Who knows? It could be.
Easily.
Yeah. I don't think the water would be that clear, though, do you?
No.
I don't know. When I was there, I couldn't tell how clear the water was, but I enjoyed the pool.
It was slick.
Sometimes it's better not to know.
Yeah.
So, now, what did you think of the pool in New Orleans?
Why was it so cloudy?
Yeah, like why could I not see my?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did anybody use it?
I too much chlorine or something because it was just cloudy.
I think. Oh, Scotty, I think used it.
I was in it.
Oh, okay.
It didn't bother me or anything. I mean, I think that was Nick Moretti.
I thought it was kind of weird when you went down the steps.
It was slippery.
Size of the steps, and when you got to the bottom of the steps,
There was another one.
neck high on me. What'd you say?
there was like step after step, like it kept going down, down, down.
Right.
I like it was up to my eyes.
Yep.
In the shallow section.
Yeah, the shallow section was 5 foot. Like,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was not a kiddie pool, you know.
Yeah, it was not meant for children. Well, at least that was one thing we didn't have to put up with. There were like barely any children in that I saw in the hotel.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's not a place you would. New Orleans isn't a place you would bring children.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah,
They'll vomit in the streets.
yeah, right.
No,
You guys are
I guess-
selling it.
Oh,
you could always, if you want to get rid of them, you could let them off.
Dr. Stone was commenting on Twitter the other day about he enjoyed the segment about the smells of New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Jay.
Mhm. Always happy to share.
Yeah,
So apparently he felt better about not going.
I just remember smelling fried food. Maybe,
Like beignets.
like fried shrimp, fried
Oh, fried green tomatoes, fried pickles.
How about
hush
hush
puppies,
puppies?
fried everything.
If it's sat still too long, they fried it. It was-
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean the deep fried food smells were, mixed with vomit and urine can take away a little bit from the good smells.
Did any?
Yeah, I never smelled those smells.
the fried ones.
No, vomit and urine.
I didn't smell
Oh,
them.
I did.
Ooh, that's
I think
It wasn't me.
Bourbon Street.
Did anybody else eat at the what was that, Jim? The Ruby Slipper or something like that? What was it called? The Ruby Slipper.
I didn't.
It was.
Nope.
It was,
I tried to get in, except Jim and Gavin were cutting in line, so I decided against it.
It was good. It was but it was a 45-minute wait, and I was just
Yeah.
It wasn't worth a 45-minute wait.
We went to the little deli that was nearby when we saw how long the wait was.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
no,
Good. It was good. What'd you say, Jim?
I wouldn't go there again.
No.
You know what I mean? I would hunt around for something else.
Yeah.
That
Go into Chicken George. I really wanted to go in there.
that little place next to the hotel, that food court type thing,
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
there was some really good stuff, and they had oh God help me,
Macaroni and cheese.
bacon. It was praline bacon or something like that.
What?
Phenomenal.
Oh wow, that sounds good.
I had it once, and then I went to get it a second time. They were already sold out for that. It was the next day where I tried to get it. Nope, sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I never got to get my ice cream there. I was going to go for ice cream one night, and I just never got to it. So, because it was like I'm not going to eat ice cream before I go out drinking.
That does not sound like a good mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Then you would have smelled urine.
And vomit.
But yeah. So next time we go, because they said they want to go there again. They just don't know if they're going to do that same one next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, I had recommended to Taylor, since he's half a suit, that you should consider some of the smaller communities. You know, instead of a New York or LA or somewhere big like that, go to a smaller city like St. Louis or Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio.
New Orleans.
how was Buffalo? I don't know. Does anybody know how was?
Old.
I don't know.
It's funny when you started naming small communities. Columbus came to my mind too. That probably would be a fun city to take.
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
They used to have some good gay bars there. I don't know how many are left at this point, but
Did you say
Mhm.
Columbus or Buffalo?
Buffalo, New York.
And for that to come 360, I saw Divine live in concert in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I had my car broken into that night. That's the main reason I remember that night. I had to drive about 100 miles with a broken out window in the middle of winter.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Heater was
wow.
full blast, and I still about froze to death going home.
That's why the cows hated you.
You know
Gold
where would be,
fingers.
you know what would be a good place is Rehoboth Beach might be an interesting place to have a Pride 48.
Oh yeah.
Where is that?
Gay enough, but not like overly gay anymore like it used to be, unfortunately. But it's in Delaware.
Delaware, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is there an airport?
No, you'd probably have to fly into like
DC.
Philly or Baltimore would be closer.
And then how far would you have to drive?
2
Hours.
hours maybe.
Oof! Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is true. It's not really handy to an airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Philly
especially
wouldn't-
You know what? What about Atlantic City? That is your
Those
trap.
crickets.
Yeah.
There's a fart in the room or something. I'm not sure.
I don't feel like there's any gay draw there, though.
There are some clubs, but
Yeah, you're dealing with shady.
Yeah.
Well, what about somewhere like Atlanta?
This becomes such
Oh,
a
Atlanta could be fun. There's certainly be tons of venues and tons of hotels.
oh,
Yeah.
I'd do Atlanta. That would be fun too.
I've
yeah.
never been there, and I'd love to. You
Yeah.
know, I've been through the airport there, but that's about it.
I say we all stay at George's house.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
You know what? Palm Springs in the off season.
Oh, Palm Springs would be awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the off season would be good.
When it's not 120.
Well,
Palm Springs.
Well,
is
that's the off season.
It's the off season.
Mhm.
I love the airport at Palm Springs. It's probably my favorite airport.
when you're outside.
Or what
Oh
about
yeah, it's just so adorable.
what about like Phoenix? Phoenix wouldn't be bad.
Why not Utah?
I guess not.
No, Phoenix would be fine. I just don't know it well enough to know what
Phoenix-
would be there.
Does Phoenix have a good gay scene?
It's like New Jersey with sand.
Yeah, I wouldn't think there'd be a gay scene.
It's
What
a
about-
college town, so there's probably somewhat of a gay scene, but it may be like young and twinkish and not what
There's
Pride
a,
48ers are looking for.
there's a definite gay scene in because there's one in Tucson. Believe me, there's gonna be one in Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
I think
They've
Tucson though is more liberal than Phoenix is.
I
don't know.
think you're right.
Ed
What
Gordon
about-
votes for Utah?
Oh,
We'll let him go.
What about Boston?
That's a good idea.
Talking pricey.
Is it expensive?
Probably no more than, well, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I used to live there, but I don't know that I could answer on how much hotels are there.
Oh, okay.
Veritable would have a better idea, but I don't think he's at his computer right now.
What's Seattle?
Well, I think
yeah.
I think they would want to keep things at a similar, because like New Orleans compared to Vegas was expensive for the stay, but
Right.
On the whole, they talked about how cheap food was. I don't know that it was cheap enough to make up for the difference, because I think I definitely spent more on this trip than one of the ones to Vegas. But but Vegas is very limited too in what you can
But I
get
don't-
to easily.
I think the hotel was cheaper than it was in Vegas, though.
Oh,
We
no.
paid more than $99 a night in Vegas.
Oh,
Well,
no.
if you didn't stay at the host hotel, the last time we stayed there it was $29 a night, although there was a $14 fee,
Yeah,
because I was
you got to
looking at
figure
that.
that
It was
in.
like $43 a night plus a few dollars tax, but it was still only about $50 a night for the.
Oh, okay. Well, see, we
room.
stayed at the host
But,
hotel,
yeah.
but we stayed in the hot tub room. That's why.
Oh.
Okay. But the Excalibur also was the hotel we were at was so much better than the Excalibur. So
Yeah.
it's not really a comparable hotel.
Oh.
We were at a much nicer
Well,
place.
the thing about Las Vegas is like if you're not a gambler, it's kind of
Sucky.
if you've been there 3 times, you're kind of done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
I honestly don't want us to go back there, but
unless
that's just my one single opinion.
yeah, I kind of agree with that. Unless you want to spend like $100 on seeing a show, because
Right.
a decent show like Share or something is like over $100.
Yep.
I really hope they do New Orleans again, to be honest, only because
Oh,
I'm
agree.
hoping to make it again this time. So
And
I agree. Actually, I enjoyed it.
there's still a lot that we haven't done there. You know what I mean?
Right.
A
Yeah.
couple things I would do again. So
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say there's still lots of mileage left there for going back and doing additional things, because we all hear about other things people did. And since I've come back, I'm like, if I was there again, I'd try, this other thing. So
Right. Right.
Jay, blind guy Jay, Bill in St. Louis says you spent so much money because you were feeding the stripper this time, and that gets.
Oh wait, we're going.
I'd go back to the corner pocket for sure.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
And guard
They
your
were very
wallet.
kind to me. I didn't drop that many singles, so
Everybody was very nice there, so I didn't have any like.
Can I ask you guys a question though? Something I'm curious about. Why was there so much fucking noise during Big Fatty's second show? It was like,
everybody.
I listened to that podcast and people would not shut up, and he kept saying like, "I'm doing a show here," but it was like all you could hear in the background was talking.
I don't know.
I don't know. Was he doing a show? I thought it was just 20 minutes.
No. And Jay, that was one of the things I noticed sitting in the room that I think I mentioned on the show last week is I would love it if they could, figure out a way to, or just remind people more often. Like, hey, if you're going to have a conversation, step into the room next door.
Right.
Because if I sat at the back of the room, it was almost impossible to hear the podcast sometimes. So there were a few times I got up and moved, and then I just started sitting in the front because, a lot of side conversation, and it gets a little distracting.
Yeah.
And if you want to visit, like, I have no problem with people visiting, but you may want to step into the room next door where it, won't stop people from hearing.
Well, that's the
podcast.
Okay.
All you had to do was go around the wall, and you couldn't.
Yep.
Nobody could hear you. I mean,
and I don't really remember people doing that in Vegas before during people's shows, like really having loud chats like that. I only know
either.
because the microphones picked it up. Now, whether that was,
you know what it was? They were giving out the lottery tickets. Wasn't Durwood was giving out lottery tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody was going around. Oh, what'd you get?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Chattering going on.
Yeah, certain things did get the crowd more vocal, but I would agree, Jay. In Vegas, I think it was generally people were quieter. Yeah. But I also think that the lack of having a hospitality suite is a big part of why that happened. Because
that makes sense.
I think when there was a hospitality suite, if people wanted to go and socialize, they'd go hang out in the hospitality suite.
Yeah.
And the podcast would be going on in the background, and you could listen if you wanted or visit.
Right.
Yeah. And this time, since there wasn't a place to just socialize, a lot of that socializing was happening during the podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay. So we determined it was all Durwood's fault.
Yeah. Womp womp.
Yeah. I mean, if it was part of what he was doing for his show and it happened to cause that, then that's, that's a different story, I guess.
But the thing that I kept hearing, now this was my first time, and I kept hearing that there was more interaction between the podcasters and the listeners, and it was just a friendlier feel to the whole thing. So
there was definitely, I don't know if I'd say friendlier, but I mean, there was definitely a good, like, I don't know, the everybody just like there was, this is going to sound corny, but there was so much love. Like everybody just, there was nobody being mean, nobody being snipey, nobody this person didn't like that person, and none of that crap. You know what I mean? It was like everybody was just like, it was just a great feeling the whole week.
Yeah, there was a noticeable lack of drama.
Well, yeah. I bet you some of that is because they skipped years, and I bet you people really missed each other. Yep. And I feel like there's a certain amount of people that kind of dropped off the scene that don't podcast anymore and stuff like that. So maybe some of it was those people not being there.
And I'm not saying that like as I don't want to somebody accuse me later of saying it was because there were certain people not there. Nobody that was normally there was not there ever caused any drama that I know of. So
right,
just saying that out loud. So
well,
I want to say, oh, what are you saying? Because I wasn't there? No, that's not what I mean.
It was the lack of the hospitality suite that brought everybody together.
That could be
Good.
because
You know?
yeah, we had more people. It felt like more people were attending the shows.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Well, the thing is,
and I
they could
think
have-
yeah,
they could have set up one of those side areas, but the
Mhm.
thing is, they didn't want to like leave things there.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because we had a little misfortune with something disappearing to begin with. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, you know, the idea of setting a bar in the one corner, it's just not, you know, a good idea. So everybody, I mean, and it was great that everybody was just going to the bar and buying drinks. So the bartenders loved it. And Jim and I had a bottle in the room, so we were just going. I was going up. Jim didn't drink, but I was going upstairs with drinks.
Oh, I had my flask with me, so yeah, I was well prepared.
Did you know there was a prescription label on the flask?
Yes, it's my medication, Jim.
What's up?
All right, well, we have to go to the after show because last week I didn't bother doing it because we were just doing YouTube. So, but since we're out on the stream, I'm going to do it. So everybody, oops, shit, wrong one. There it is. Okay, Ron, where can we find you?
I knew you'd start with me. Damn it.
Because your first pick,
Yeah.
showing first.
DJ Ron dash Saint at DJ Ron St. Pete on Twitter.
Okay, and Han Cub, where can we find you?
On Crub on Instagram and Twitter, and on the Life on the Shitlist podcast.
All right, Blind Guy Jay, where can we find you?
J.R. Harris 2 on Facebook.
All right, are you guys still, either of you two, still doing a podcast anywhere?
You keep asking me,
Jay?
but nope. we actually let the we actually let the domain go
Oh, okay.
because we had been paying for a lot of this stuff and I just didn't renew this year. So
Oh, okay. Jim, where can we find you?
I'm looking at the do you see that white stuff on the mouse pad?
I certainly hope that's ashes.
No, I don't. I think it's sticky. Anyway,
I haven't been in that room since.
anyway, what do you want?
Where can we find you?
Um,
Where are your applicable links? Okay.
Number one on Twitter, right?
Nunky one.
Number one funky homo.
No one fucking homo.
Find all my applicable links at pokin1.blogspot.com. And that includes all the after shows and the porn of the week and the YouTube link to the YouTube video and all the porn from the chat room.
And a big thanks to Ed Gong. He really posted quite a bit tonight.
Yes, it's been a very wet chat room today.
Yeah. He's going to have to towel off.
So
Nice to see Ant and Bill in St. Louis in there as well. And
good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Something shocking, but now God knows anything goes. Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only you.
All
Good
right,
job.
now for the good part of the show.
Why do we hold back on the part? What?
Not that I've ever noticed, but
Right?
At Santander Bank, we respect your time.
All right.
What the hell is that?
just teasing people with what they might miss if they don't listen to the after show.
Oh, okay.
Here's that song that goes in my head all day.
What the heck was that?
Pebbles. Pebbles Flintstone. No?
Yep. So let the sun shine.
Never win.
That's a song that I'll just stick in my head. That small world.
I think Virgo's got the title for the show, Gavin. It's Look at the Mouse Pad. It's sticky.
Yeah, Gavin's in the back room singing that song.
Oh, perfect. Shark Attack. Wow. Shark Attack in Mass?
Hey, in 80 years.
I think I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back.
This fatality from a shark attack. Today in 80. Wow.
Mm-hmm. I once watched a Shark Week special that talked about the migration of all the white sharks that are off of Cape Cod, and I was like, I mean, I've gone swimming, before at P-Town and stuff, and it's like, I think about it whenever I even consider it, because that is just prime white shark territory there.
Is there that many of them?
Yeah.
Why up there? I would think that's cold.
That's what they like.
Oh, they did really?
Yeah, white sharks prefer colder water.
You like it?
Okay. Because my high school was in a ways from the bay, Staten Island Bay up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Mattawan, home.
Yep, Mattawan Creek.
Yeah, that's where the
The 1914 shark attacks happened.
Yeah, they were saying that's where it happened. I remember them saying it when we were in high school.
Yep.
And I'm like, how could a shark get it this far in? And it's like, they do.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Except I think they determined after all these years that was most likely a bull shark and not a white.
Wow.
Because they can swim in less salty waters than white sharks can.
How big is a bull shark?
They're of size. They're a very thick shark. They're probably the third most dangerous species, and they're very aggressive.
Now, if I went out to the ocean, now wasn't there a woman in Japan who every day she would go out and give her little great white shark a chicken or something?
Where do you read this stuff, Jim? Oh, it must be true then.
Right.
Well, Betty White was feeding that alligator in Lake Placid. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh, yes.
That was funny.
In what was it? Proposal. Yeah, I'm not remembering that.
Lake Placid.
Was that the name of the movie?
Yeah.
Different movie than I'm thinking of then.
Oh, what were you thinking? That there was an alligator?
Why was there an alligator in Lake Placid?
Well, it was it was a horror movie. It wasn't it wasn't realistic, but it was this massive alligator that lived there and it was killing people, and it turned out that Betty White had been feeding it because she lived on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of
Really? It wasn't realistic?
No.
Betty White.
I'll have to see that movie. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's a lot of fun.
It's
anything with Betty White.
Oh yeah.
I think it was hokey, and it was meant to be hokey.
Yes.
Okay.
Not nearly as bad as Sharknado, but
no, not purposely cheesy like that. But it's supposed to definitely have some comedy elements.
Yeah. Well, it's Betty White.
Yeah.
And she played like a tough old broad too, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah. No, she's
tough country broad.
Yeah, she's great at whatever she decides to do. So
yeah.
Yeah, she's the last. She's still the last.
Yep.
Yeah.
Golden Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is she the last one from Mary Tyler Moore too? Is Ed?
No, Ed Asner's still alive.
Oh, he's got to be up there.
It is.
Yeah, he still acts. He still does voice acting and stuff.
Oh my god.
Yep.
What is it, like 90?
And I think what's his face is still alive.
Betty White's older than 90, so
yeah. Murray. What the hell was his name?
Gavin McLeod.
Yes, Captain.
I don't think he's alive. I think he died a few years ago.
Well, I saw him not real long ago at a horror convention. Well, it wasn't really horror. It was a mix of different TV people, but he was one of the people there.
Who, Gavin McLeod?
Yeah.
You saw him at the Horror Hotel?
No, and I don't want to.
Me neither.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's only 87.
Oh.
Not as old as Betty White.
Oh.
Wow.
Georgia England, the other one, right?
I don't know why I
Yeah,
thought
she's still alive too. Yep.
I'm dying. I don't know why, but okay.
Were you
Nope.
cooking something?
Gavin.
What?
Were you cooking something, Gavin?
No.
Why is there smoke coming from the kitchen?
Hold on.
Oh, something.
Let me go check.
Check the grill outside. Make sure the cat didn't fall into the grill. Feral cat. Finally went back to giving her fish. She's been up our ass ever since.
Has she pretty much become more domesticated? Because last week you were saying you walked past her and she didn't bolt, Gavin.
She's doing all right. Gavin got up to check the fire.
Oh, okay.
Did somebody she's doing all right. She's all right. She'll come in one day and she gets see the next day she's not.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know. I feel bad. Like, we put her outside at night, let her go back to her habitat. But the minute we wake up in the morning, she comes right to the door and wants to be let in. You know, and can't walk past her. All she wants is food.
Mm-hmm.
That's about somebody barbecuing or something.
Is that what that is?
Well, they had that party across the street, though.
All right. It's not our grill.
Yeah.
All right.
Or are they throwing some kind of weekend barbecue or something?
Yeah, I don't know what it was because it sounded like a wedding because they were playing like the chicken dance and shit. So,
Oh.
and then some dude was singing karaoke and he was actually pretty good, but but then I heard him doing like giving instructions on how to do whatever dance they were supposed to do, and I was like, okay, what is this, a wedding? Is this karaoke? Is this what the fuck is this?
It's line dancing.
Is it line dancing? And I was just like, what? But and then like I saw 2 or 3 motorcycles, like big ass motorcycles pulling, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on over there? I was tempted to walk over, but I thought, no, I'd never make the show if I was having fun. There's a club like cat a corner from us where I go to vote, and it's like down one house and across the street. And every once in a while, behind it they have this big setup for barbecues and stuff. And every once in a while they have cookouts and stuff for the members.
Yeah, it's probably a members cookout.
Could be. But
Maybe they were celebrating that all the sidewalks got put in.
I don't know if that was last year, so they're a little late.
Well, yeah.
Although now they're tearing up the midsection of town, so I have to like go around to come home.
Go around.
Kind of annoying, but as long as I know where they're working, I'm usually pretty good.
Have you been riding your motorcycle much this year?
Yeah, I used it a lot.
Cool.
I used it for almost a week straight a couple weeks ago. It was like 90 degrees every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to tell a story about, was it last night? Night before last, I went out on a date.
Oh.
Nice.
Down. Yeah, it's kind of a nice restaurant. I don't know if you have them in your area, called Cheddar's.
Yes.
Good food, good price. They sit us next to the opening where they go in and out to the kitchen. So it's already loud. So we're sitting for maybe 2 minutes, and this woman with a big tray of dirty dishes, she comes flying through the dining room, and as she makes the curve, she loses the tray, and right in front of our booth is this pile of glassware that's all foobarred, and she drops this big container dish that had ranch dressing in it. It splashed my date, his shirt, the wall, my hand, myself.
Oh my gosh.
Guess what we got out of it?
A free dinner.
No, a free drink. Oh,
nothing.
Not even
free dessert.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Our waitress apologized, and that was it.
Oh my God. I would have said something.
We did.
Like, you're not even a copper dinner?
Let me teach you a phrase that works. Look, You just spilled shit on me.
Yeah.
What are you going?
I came here to enjoy my dinner, and I'm sorry, like my enjoyment of my dinner is done.
What are you going to do for me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to say that.
Jim has used that more than once.
I'm just shocked that anytime I've had somebody spill a tiny bit of like diet soda on me, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like we'll replace your shirt or whatever," and I was like, "Don't worry about it. Like it's not a big deal." And they went, "Well, no problem. Like your dinner is obviously on us," and they were like really solicitous because they're that's a big deal.
I guess I need to be more aggressive.
I'm just shocked that they would not offer it without even asking. I guess.
Yeah, especially if it's a chain,
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of customer service is just making sure guests are happy, and who could sit there in their right mind and say like, "Oh, I'm sure it's not a big deal that we splattered ranch dressing all over these guys."
No, I mean our waitress apologized, but the woman that dropped her tray, not a word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Jesus.
when you add service,
your waitress, I don't know. I mean, I worked in restaurants a long time ago, but anytime something happened, the waitress was usually back in the back office where the manager or owner was, going, "Hey, I'm going to comp these folks dinner. Something happened." Whether it was the waiter or waitress that did it, or it was somebody else, they were back there talking to the boss just to say, "Hey, we're gonna make it right."
Well, I don't know. I guess I just need to be more aggressive on that then.
Yeah, I believe me. Now, if it was just like a little thing, but what you went through,
Mm-hmm.
No. That's crazy.
I would expect both of our dinners to be comparable.
Ours, no, it was not. It was not a little thing. I mean, it took us a while, and more fresh napkins to clean everything up. But
so I'm guessing there's not going to be a second date.
No, we had made plans, got a hug and a kiss as we parted, and I thought, no fucking way, he's not going to call.
Yeah.
This is just bad.
That's okay.
Who picked the restaurant?
He did actually. I would have too. It's a good restaurant.
Okay. Usually you
I've got another story for you. I'm sorry.
I know.
This is awesome. So, the guy that I went on a date with last night or night before last rides motorcycle, loves his bike. Okay, that's cool. So I was telling him about somebody, just between us boys here, I hooked up with this guy at the horror. He's an older guy, and he also drives bike. And he was telling me a story about this long trip and I don't want to give away the trip because that might identify this guy, but he went on this long bike trip, and it's kind of a special thing. And he was telling me that was one of the most exciting times of his life. And I was relaying this story to my date, and he said, "Is his name Don?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Where's he from?" And I told him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I know Don."
Oh Lord.
Really?
Maybe that's why you're not getting a second date.
That could be. But that really shocked me when he said, "Oh yeah, is his name Don?" It's like,
Isn't that amazing sometimes how small the world can be.
Yeah, it's a small gay world.
My father is one of those people, like no matter where we went, he would always run into somebody he knew or somebody that
really
he knew years ago or is related to somebody he knows. Or he's one of those people that always, runs into somebody he knows. He moved to Tucson. He ran into like two people he like grew up with, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like,
well, but and part of that I think is the personality. Like my dad's always running into people he knows as well, but part of it is because I think he'll talk to anybody. He talks to anybody and everybody, and just like I don't know, start sharing all this stuff, and all of a sudden you discover connections. So part of it's that. I guess really social personality.
And my father is like really lovable. Everybody loves my dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
my dad too.
And he gets along with everybody because he's so easygoing. Mm-hmm. So he's probably why I have no friends.
You take after your mom?
More or less, yeah. I mean, she's not a horrible person or anything. She's just she's more guarded than he is.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Unnecessarily at times, so am I, but yeah.
On Cub, the answer is yes, yes, and oh my, yes.
Must have been a good picture, huh?
There's a gentleman with more fur, and yeah, just
Nice.
delicious.
And he's grabbing what little bit of hair that man has on top of his head, ramming his dick down.
He doesn't need those bangs anyhow.
No, he doesn't. And he doesn't look like he's real concerned about it either.
No, he's yes. I realize it's on a loop, but I'm expecting something to change.
Right.
Staring up at the guy like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've seen this 100 times. Maybe it's on a loop.
And I don't mind.
Right. Hey, as long as you're enjoying it.
Quite a rhythm going there.
Yep.
Nice fuzzy stomach.
So
Yes.
Jim's going away in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
So
Jim, are you muted?
No,
Okay. Where are we going?
the horror.
Some wonderful weekend.
Yes, it's my
it's weekend of the puppetry.
Right.
Yeah.
fest. And then I go to St. Louis. What is it? Fort Lauderdale.
Lickerdale,
Right.
yeah.
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh god.
Are you gonna run into John and so he can make you smile?
No.
Jim and I are the only one that gets that joke, but my ex has a friend that lives in Fort Lauderdale, and the guy insists that everybody loves him because he just makes everybody smile.
The pain in the ball.
I've met the guy, not so much.
Well, let's see.
He's one of the
John-
most self-absorbed people I've ever met.
Right. You smile when he leaves, right?
John and
When you
are moving down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
you're moving,
Is it that soon?
Yeah, it's soon, I think.
Yeah.
you're moving like right on the main drag. I think
Really? Wow.
Who was that?
apartment building.
Wade and John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Dick and John.
Big Dick and John.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not used to anybody calling him Wayne.
Yeah.
Mhm.
John, well, and I like that's John and Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never really thought about that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I know. When I met him, it was like John. And I went, oh, okay. That's easy to remember.
Jonathan and Big Dick.
Mhm.
Well, John was asking me how far away I was, and it's Lauderdale's about
4 hours.
let's see, if you use Alligator Alley, you can do it in about 3.5 hours, but otherwise it's 4.5 hours.
Yeah, it's a hike.
Time on Alligator Alley.
It was nice to see John come out of his shell a little bit because the first time I met John, like I think I heard him say 3 words the entire weekend.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he came out. He was. I guess was more comfortable with because he knew a lot of the people there.
Right.
Yeah.
It was actually-
Yeah.
it was nice to see him come out of his shell a little bit.
I
I
love
sat
Alligator
with,
Alley.
I sat with them that first night for our dinner on Thursday,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it was great to. I was sitting at the end of the table and I had Jeremy on one side of me and John on the other side of me. So, and it was really nice to get
And
to know
I was on the other end, and
them.
I'm glad we sat together because
Yeah.
that broke the ice. You know, Fatty's insistence that we join other people through the weekend for meals. I thought that was a great suggestion. And I hope people took advantage of that.
yeah. I sat with. I can't remember who sat across from me though. I sat with Sada Joey Boohecker, and across from me.
Was Sting? DeBell, wasn't it?
Okay, yeah, no, they joined later. It was Ding and the Bell. But who was sitting across from me? Isn't that a shame that I don't remember? Bill, do you remember? Bill's in the chat.
Bill's gone, isn't he?
Bill's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't remember who sat across from me, but it was people I didn't really know. I knew them, but I had never like hung out with them, and we all like it was real nice. Like Joey and I got along great, which kind of surprised me because I'm weird. So, but we had a good time. It was enjoyable, and of course, being the bell, you just can't.
Oh my gosh, who can not have a good time with Maiko? She's so much fun.
Do people call her Maiko or Belle?
Both.
I just call her the bell. I can't. I can never remember her real name. So
Or so. Yeah.
And you know me and names. I'm
He's
terrible.
funny as all shit. Did you hear them going on about the Okada?
Yeah.
That had you laughing all weekend.
Oh my god! Because they started. It was like I thought they were speaking Chinese or Japanese or something, and all of a sudden you hear Okada, yeah, Okada. What is that stuff called? Okada?
And then they were doing it when we were on the haunted tour.
Mhm.
Started going and doing it again. I was like, oh Jesus, here we go.
And what were they saying? Okra?
Okra, yeah.
It was fun.
I remember when we were in Vegas, she used to pronounce the airport Makaran.
The what?
Makaran.
Airport?
Yeah, instead of McCarran Airport, she said Makaran.
Makaran.
It was so cute.
Well, the back to meeting other people at Pride 48 on the riverboat thing. I sat next to the mysterious Cronehaven.
I love her.
Oh, she's great.
She's not so mysterious, and I love her too. But I don't know if anybody else noticed her name tag.
It said Toppy Smelly.
Toppy Smelly.
Yeah.
I was taking a picture with her, and somebody said, "Your name tag." She turned it around, and like that was funny.
Toppy was with us in spirit, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, and Toppy said on his last show that he really appreciated that. He thought it was really funny.
Yeah,
well,
it's rough.
You got to go.
Now, Veritable Virgo, you have met Cronehaven. She was at a couple of the Pride 48s. I know you had met her. So,
I would think so. She's been there. I think all the ones that I have.
Her and B were both there.
Yeah.
So you just may not have noticed. She's a little short woman with short gray hair, and B is a tall, thin woman. And they're both older. But I know you've met her. You just may not remember that's who Cronehaven is.
Yeah.
Both total deers.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and I kind of screwed that up because I thought she introduced me as her partner, and it was more like partner in crime. They are not. They are just sister-in-laws, but they're very close friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like traveling buddies.
Yeah. I get the impression their other halves don't like to travel or something, or I don't know if they're able to travel or what. Even I don't know that much, but they like to travel and they both just travel together. So I think that's cool. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
If you Veritable Virgo, if you saw her, you'd be like, oh, okay. You may just not have known her as Cronehaven.
She blends in with the crowd.
For years, I thought Cronehaven was a dude. until we went to Las Vegas for Pride 48. I was like, oh, you're a girl. And she was like, yes, I just happen to be.
Well, yes, I am.
Well, listening to Toppy's show, I mean, I've heard about her for years and years and never thought I'd meet her. And that was a nice treat.
Oh, Boston can be expensive, yes.
Yeah. That's why we're going to go to Pickle Hollow to do the next Pride 48.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be.
I don't know if they could handle us, but
I'm not sure. Yeah.
We can go to the Tubs and
Yeah, that's all the way up in Ithaca.
Ithaca.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Is Buffalo expensive?
I doubt it.
You know where else there's some clubs? At least the last time I was there, is Charlotte. Charlotte, NC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd probably be a cheap place to go to.
Charlotte? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's easy to fly into. I know a lot of airlines fly through there.
Yep.
That's true.
So it's a big hub, I think, for I don't remember who, but
U.S. Air, American.
is it maybe American and
American.
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 Hey, maybe we could have it in North Carolina.
Be cheaper. Now that it's surrounding.
If you think about it, Philly would be very easy.
Yeah, but it's not that cheap. It's not that cheap. It's like
it's not that cheap.
$200 a night for.
I mean, it's not as bad as like New York or someplace like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking about going into the city when Jim was gone, the Friday after Jim leaves, and I was looking. So I thought, well, let me look and see what the hotel rooms are like around Center City. You can't touch it for under $200.
Stay at the rent one of those tiny rooms at the well, close. No, the what do you call it? The bathhouse.
Oh no,
Club Philly.
No, it's all right. No, if I go, I'll just take an Uber to the train station. That way, I don't have to drive.
You should go in for. I want to go back at some point soon for Happy Bear on a Friday night. That's on every Friday night.
Oh,
Taboo.
Okay.
South Philly.
It's a couple streets over from the bike stop.
Oh.
That's it's where Uncle's used to be, Jim.
No, that's U Bar.
Yeah. Oh, it's not there?
No, it's a Taboo.
Oh, Taboo, which is
it's upstairs at Taboo.
It's a block down from Woody's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember it, Jim, where we used to have sex out in the basement?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just needed the right phrase to bring it back to mind.
Yeah.
Well, right.
I forget what it was called. But they used to let people, like, you have a couple of drinks and you go down in the basement. It was a dark room, and there was a pool table, but they had a board over the pool table.
They covered it like at the Rawhide.
It was pretty much a free for all down there.
Yeah.
You see that like it's a bad thing.
No, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
There you go.
Obviously, you enjoyed it.
Yes.
You can't really do that at the bike stop anymore since all the girls go down there now.
Oh my God!
They go downstairs
into the pit. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss the old days.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they would let them on the first floor, but to go downstairs, no, they wouldn't.
Right.
They literally had somebody standing at the top of the stairs saying no.
Yep.
And on weekends, it was like you had to have at least a leather belt and leather boots on,
and no cologne or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would just be like
dress code, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those days are gone.
Oh, I remember when they had the bleachers in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I had plenty of nights down there.
Well, you guys have a good evening. I'm going to take off. So.
Yeah, I'm going to say
great.
Let's say good night because Jim and I got to go grocery shopping in the morning.
Ooh, exciting!
Good times never end.
Right?
Yes.
Well, enjoy your weekend, everybody.
All right.
You too.
Y'all have a good week.
Good talking to you guys again.
All right.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
At least we have you until he's gone. Oh,
no, I'm still here.
Oh, at least we have you until the Halloween haunted houses.
Oh hell, that's already started.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what nights I'll be here. I know. I think next Saturday night is a movie night with my bear club up in PA, so I probably won't be here next Saturday. But
okay.
I'll try to be here when I can.
All right.
Of course, once the 31st is gone, then I'll be here. Probably all the time.
Yeah. All right.
Good night.
One.
Yep. Bye.
Good night.